Oh my goodness, y'all won't believe the bombshell I'm about to drop about Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni. This is absolutely earth-shattering, and I've got all the receipts to prove it. We're talking secret text messages, voice memos that weren't even part of the lawsuit, and behind-the-scenes footage that's gonna make your jaw hit the floor.
By lawyers for actor Justin Baldoni showed unedited footage from the filming of
One thing you should know about me is I will admit and apologize when I fail.
My nose is so big.
I was hoping that we could address this. It's not too late.
Justin, maybe you need to stop talking about my wife's weight.
What is your problem, Ryan?
My money is on Blake Lively being wrong.
Teaching Justin how to pull you in. I love that.
I felt good in the moment, and for her to use this vulnerable moment against me.
You literally know nothing about women.
God.
And let me tell you, this drama gets even more intense when you hear about how Blake tried to flex her star power. She literally brought in the big guns, Taylor Swift and Ryan Reynolds, to pressure Justin and Sony Pictures. Can you imagine? She basically gave them an ultimatum. Give me control of this film or kiss goodbye to millions of fans and A-list support. But here's where it gets really juicy. Her plan completely backfired, and I've got all the delicious details about how everything went south for Blake.
Time progressed in this film. She decided that she wanted to be a producer. She started to make edits. She wanted to be part of the editing team. There were people hired, like human beings actually hired to do the editing job, who had done work as editors.
Now let me spill the most shocking part of this whole saga. Picture this, Blake and Justin working together for almost 2 years. Everything seemingly perfect. Laughing, collaborating, creating magic together. Not a single red flag in sight. Then suddenly, out of nowhere, everything goes completely sideways.
Is just not making any sense. After working for this film for almost 2 years, together collaborating, text messages, voice memos, getting along, joking. We never had an issue before the break, and then after the break, suddenly there's this weird thing going on with all these demands. I met them at their place, and Ryan blows up on me, and then Taylor's looking at me like I'm some criminal.
The whole thing just doesn't add up, and I'm going to tell you why. They spent countless hours in the editing room together, with Blake actually begging to be part of the editing process. But then, and this is where it gets crazy, one simple no from Justin changed everything. He didn't even fully reject her ideas. He just asked her to wait until he had something ready for her feedback. That's it. That's all it took for everything to explode. Next thing you know, Justin's locked out of his own film, Sony's handing everything over to Blake like she owned it from day one, and suddenly Ryan and Taylor are acting like Justin never existed. The man spent 5 years of his life on this project, only to be treated like a complete nobody at his own movie premiere. Can you believe the audacity? And don't even get me started on Colleen Hoover, the author who handpicked Justin for this project, who helped write the script, who promoted the movie with him even after the alleged harassment. What does she do? The moment Blake's lawsuit drops, Colleen completely switches sides. She posts this Instagram statement supporting Blake, leaving Justin absolutely blindsided. I mean, seriously, what happened here? Was this all some elaborate plan from the beginning, or did Blake just flip everything upside down when things didn't go her way? Now here's something that'll make your head spin. Justin was literally singing Blake's praises in every single interview. He called her brilliant, talented, praised her involvement in the movie, especially during those intimate scenes. He kept going on and on about how she had this incredible vision for everything.
That's with us, so I'm hoping to see you back in the double duty role.
I think there are better people for that one.
Justin.
I think Blake Lively's ready to direct. That's what I think.
But the second she locks him out and takes control, complete radio silence from her end. Not one positive word about Justin in public. And here's the kicker. We've got private texts where she's thanking him, calling him talented, expressing gratitude for his collaboration. Talk about two-faced. Just when you think this couldn't get any messier, Blake drops this bombshell accusation about Justin being inappropriate during their intimate scenes. But hold up, we need to look at the actual footage of the exact scene she's talking about in her lawsuit. Initially, everyone was in the dark, just taking Blake's word for it. Then Justin's legal team leaked the unedited video, and oh my goodness, everything changed.
I know.
I even think
In my-
knows it.
this.
And my nose is so big.
I was hoping that we could address this. It's not too late. Just gotta shut down. We gotta call an insurance month and just deal with that.
Yeah.
And then,
The footage tells a completely different story. Not only was Blake acting in these scenes, but she was literally directing them. She even stepped in as an intimacy coordinator, making all these decisions about how the scenes should play out. Yet in her lawsuit, she's claiming Justin crossed lines, improvised, and kissed her too much. Let me tell you something. Before their break, they only filmed 2 kissing scenes. That's it. 2 perfectly scripted moments, nothing more. Then after the break, Blake comes back with this entire list of demands, refusing to even meet with the actual intimacy coordinator. It's like she was completely rewriting history just to push Justin out of the picture. But this story gets even more twisted when you bring Taylor Swift into the mix. You see, when Justin was casting for young Lily, he discovered this amazing actress and championed her for the role. But guess who got all the credit for the final decision? Blake and Taylor. The actress even admitted that Taylor Swift gave the final stamp of approval, and Justin's name completely erased from the narrative.
This is all pretty much Blake's styling. She's been my stylist. And then these are her shoes. Blake's shoes. So literally all Blake. Yep. I feel so lucky. She is an angel. She is a guiding light. She's a force. She is everything you'd want as a mentor and as somebody to look up to. It's a dream.
And if you think Blake was done stirring the pot, honey, you are so wrong. She and Ryan Reynolds have been throwing these subtle little jabs at Justin, trolling him in ways that most people wouldn't even catch. But when you put all the pieces together, everything starts making perfect sense. Let's rewind to the very beginning, because what happened behind the scenes is absolutely mind-blowing. Get this, Ryan Reynolds himself was apparently rewriting scenes with Blake. A cast member confirmed that Ryan had written multiple scenes and made major suggestions, something that would never fly with any other actor. But because it was Blake, suddenly all the rules went out the window. From day one, Blake and Ryan were constantly trying to change things, rewriting lines daily, causing all this tension behind the scenes. And Blake? Oh, she knew exactly how to play Justin. She'd shower him with compliments, telling him he was one of the best directors she'd ever worked with, claiming other directors never let her contribute creatively. And Justin, trying to be fair, let her rewrite this important rooftop scene.
To Blake for his response to her creative changes to the film's pivotal rooftop scene.
Will you please get down from there?
I'm good, thanks.
Blake made sure to mention how Ryan and Taylor Swift absolutely loved her version of the scene. She even invited Justin to her penthouse where Ryan and Taylor hyped up her writing, practically forcing Justin to keep it in the film. Afterward, Justin actually texted her, praising her talent and promising to try incorporating her ideas into the final cut. In one of these messages, Blake actually compared herself to Daenerys from Game of Thrones, making it crystal clear she had these powerful allies, Ryan Reynolds and Taylor Swift, who she called her dragons. She wasn't just dropping names, she was showing Justin that she had serious pull in both the movie and music industries. But Blake wasn't satisfied with just one scene rewrite. She wanted control of the entire script. Justin kept trying to keep the peace, letting her make daily changes, hoping everything would stay smooth. But the changes just kept coming, and suddenly, Blake was questioning every single directorial decision.
With the brilliance of Blake Lively. I don't think people realize how involved she was in this movie. She was extremely involved, and she really made the film better. And especially when it came to intimacy and all of that, she had a very clear vision, and she was telling me what she thought would work and what she thought would.
Now, here's where things get really messy. Before filming even started, there was this huge drama about Justin allegedly making comments about Blake's weight. But want to know what really happened? Justin simply asked her trainer about her weight because he needed to lift her in a scene, and with his back problems, he wanted to make sure it was safe for both of them. But that private conversation somehow reached Blake, who told Ryan, and suddenly it exploded into this huge confrontation at their penthouse. Blake didn't stop there. She threatened to quit unless Justin did everything her way, saying she'd go public with accusations that he fat-shamed her. Justin was trapped. There was absolutely no way out without destroying his reputation. Blake had manipulated Ryan so perfectly that he confronted Justin, and even though Justin was completely innocent, he still had to apologize. But here's the really wild part. Despite claiming Justin had harassed her during the first month of filming, Blake kept texting him, constantly asking to see daily footage. I mean, if someone's harassing you, why are you so eager to stay involved and see what's being filmed? Her texts were full of praise for the clips, always asking for more. One message literally said, "Hey Justin, not trying to bug you, but that playlist you sent me was good. Just checking in again about possibly seeing the dailies." And of course, she had to mention how much Ryan and Taylor loved the clips. But everything hit the fan when Justin, trying to maintain some boundaries and keep the production on track, refused to give Blake complete access to the daily footage. She immediately ran to Ryan and her lawyers, coming back with this massive list of demands that Justin had to meet if he wanted her to finish the film. This wasn't just some small request. This was a power move that put hundreds of jobs at risk and threatened Justin's entire career. Even Sony was baffled by Blake's demands. Now, let's talk about this leaked footage that completely shatters Blake's claims about Justin harassing her. In her lawsuit, she accused him of inappropriate behavior, supposedly kissing her neck, sniffing her, and making comments about how she smelled. But when you see the raw footage, it tells a completely different story.
I know. And my nose is so big.
I was hoping that we could address this. It's not too late. Just gotta shut down. We gotta call an insurance month and just deal with that.
Blake had no idea the audio was being recorded during these scenes, and what it captures is absolutely revealing. Both of them were completely in character the whole time. In fact, Blake herself had suggested they speak to each other on camera to make the scene more romantic. When you watch it in slow motion, you can see it was all for the film. They were just joking around, nothing inappropriate whatsoever. You can hear them laughing and chatting casually between takes, even joking about the script and their characters. There's this moment where Justin actually compliments Blake and Ryan's relationship, talking about how romantic Ryan is with his own wife. Does that sound like someone who's harassing his co-star? Blake was even suggesting changes to make scenes more romantic. During one particular shot, Justin is directing a romantic scene where he has to caress Blake's face in slow motion. Completely professional, completely in character. The second the director yells, "Cut," everything stops immediately. No lingering touches, no inappropriate behavior, just two professionals doing their jobs. Remember how Blake wanted to add more dialogue to make things even more romantic in slow motion? The scene originally had no talking, just Justin's character being romantic, but Blake pushed for additional lines. Justin agreed, and they filmed both versions. But somehow, in her lawsuit, this all got twisted into something sinister. Things got even stranger when Blake started thanking Ryan Reynolds for playing Nice Pool, a character supposedly based on Deadpool. But here's what doesn't make sense. Ryan had never even worked with Justin before, so how could he base a character on someone he didn't know? It's pretty obvious Blake played a huge role in shaping Ryan's perception of Justin and how this Nice Pool character was written. The jokes about Justin's body issues weren't subtle either. There's this scene where Ryan makes these pointed jokes about low bone density and having to keep his face safe, clearly referencing Justin's real back problems, the same issue Blake had twisted into that body-shaming accusation earlier. When you look at all the evidence, Blake's harassment claims completely fall apart. She masterfully manipulated the situation, playing both Ryan and Justin against each other. Meanwhile, Justin was bending over backwards, trying to accommodate her increasingly unreasonable demands. This is the same Justin who's known for his women's advocacy work and even runs a podcast about supporting women, yet suddenly he's being painted as some kind of creep in her lawsuit. Here's another interesting twist. There's talk about Justin already having rights to the sequel, but if Blake manages to win this battle, she might end up directing the next film. Convenient timing, right? Especially with her powerful network of allies, including her husband and Taylor Swift, backing her every move. The drama reached new heights when Brendan, who plays Atlas, suddenly posted on Instagram supporting Blake's lawsuit. It's mind-boggling why he'd choose her side over Justin's, especially after Justin helped him land the role in the first place. Justin's been completely blindsided by all of this, especially since he's always been such a strong supporter of women's causes. Justin even shared this vulnerable moment where Blake had comforted him when he was dealing with pressure from Sony about the wardrobe controversy. To have that moment of genuine connection used against him in a lawsuit, that's gotta feel like the ultimate betrayal, especially for someone who's always tried to create a respectful, collaborative environment. So what's really going on here? Was this all some calculated move to push Justin out, or is this just a case of professional relationships gone terribly wrong? Either way, this drama is far from over, with legal battles still unfolding and more shocking shocking revelations surely on the way. The truth about what really happened between Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni is still unraveling, and believe me, we haven't heard the last of this scandal. These Hollywood battles are never simple, are they? But this might just be one of the most twisted behind-the-scenes dramas we've seen in a long time. Keep watching this space because something tells me there's still plenty more to come in this explosive saga.